Hey everyone, it's Mario Time 1000 and welcome to another F1 Diecast video. Today we are back with another Spark F1 Diecast. We looked at the Sauber in the last video, and I also made a video where I filmed a Nico Rosberg Spark, but I didn't upload it because I needed to have space on my camera for something that was a little bit more important than a diecast video.
Brendan, what do you feel about 21 Pilots?
I like them. I don't mind them.
That's the most embarrassing thing he said all night.
So, but today I will upload this video. It is the 2015 Manor Marussia Will Stevens car. And I don't know if you guys know, but I love the backmarker underfunded underdog teams. I normally do it with NASCAR because they're easier to find diecast for, and especially this season, they're making a lot of diecast for these slower teams that run in the back. In F1, first of all, it's hard to really define a back marker because, you know, sometimes you got these seasons, and in the 2010s, you had quite a few teams that were just at the back of the grid at all times. This season, Sauber definitely is the back marker team, especially this season because they are doing quite bad compared to the rest of the teams. Even McLaren has already really pulled away from them. They still have their engine problems, but I mean it's a little bit embarrassing for that team. But the 2015 season for Manor is probably a lot worse than the 2017 season for Sauber. This team, this is the famous Manor team that some of you may have heard about. If you know me personally, if you went to my school, you might have seen a little bit of a thing there. Unfortunately, that thing no longer exists. I guess they finally decided to get rid of it. But I'm doing this diecast in freehand because I have given up on the Thomas the Tank Engine tripod things. But Spark, we looked at it oh wow, that's quite shiny. I gotta say I love this scheme because it's just nothing. Sorry, livery. That's what they're called on F1 diecast and IndyCar for some reason. I don't know. I love this livery because it's nothing. There's nothing on here at all. I mean, you don't see sponsorless F1 cars very often. Here it is. I guess the Sauber this year is sponsorless except for Singapore. They had a Flex something. I don't remember what the sponsor was called. That sponsor also came onto this car later in 2015, but this is early 2015. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. And yeah, so Manor, or as it was known then, Marussia, they came into the F1 in 2010 as Virgin, like Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, stuff like that. They actually brought their 2010 car to the track without any wind tunnel. They did it all on computers, which is pretty amazing. This team really they made it to 2014. They were able to survive while HRT and Caterham, both Marussia and Caterham were able to transition into the V6 era of F1, which is kind of amazing because it's expensive as shiz. And but both Marussia and Caterham failed to make it to the end of 2014. Obviously, Marussia were able to go to Monaco and score. Where did they finish? 9th. They were able to score 2 points with Jules Bianchi, sorry. But unfortunately, he was in a crash in Japan that eventually resulted in his death. And that's why it says JB17 on the car. And unfortunately, Caterham and Marussia both went into administration at the end of 2014. Caterham came back for one race, Abu Dhabi, probably just hoping and praying they could somehow scrap together at least 3 points to beat Marussia and Sauber, who had no points. And yeah, so despite the fact they failed to make the end of the races, Marussia finished 8th in the constructors' standings, beating Caterham and Sauber, who scored no points in 2014. So did Caterham. 8th is pretty good for a suck team like Marussia. But they went into administration, and right at the last minute, they were saved and were able to run the 2015 season. But their car, as you will be able to see here, their car was it was just their 2014 car slightly remodified. That's why the car is MR03B, because 03 was the 2014 car, and this was just a B spec version, I guess you could call it. And they were saved in the last second in 2015. Probably, I think the way F1 like prize money works for the constructor standings is you get it like a year after. So the money they got from 2014 would not be given to them until the end of 2015. I think that's how it works. So they had to ride 2015, an abysmal season. Their best finish was 12th twice. I don't remember where the first one was, but it was Roberto Meri who finished that, and then Alexander Rossi finished 12th in the USA. But they finished last in the constructor standings. No points for them. Only team to score no points. And then they made it to 2016, where they had some really good drivers like Verline and Ocon, and also Rio Harriento, but he gave them a lot of money. And then it wasn't even the team that went into administration in the beginning of 2017. It was like one of their backers that went into administration. So the team fell through, not of their own doing. And that's kind of sad, because with how bad Sauber are and McLaren, they could have scored some solid points this season, I think. Because Manor, as it was come to know at the end of 2016, no more Marussia, they were not really at any financial problems. They were, in terms of financial, they were better standing in Sauber, and they still scored points this season. So that's plus they would have had the 2017 Mercedes engine. So yeah, but anyway, let's actually get on to the diecast. I spent 7 minutes talking about the history of the team. We haven't actually looked at it. This one, as opposed to the Sauber, comes on a black base, which is pretty nice. You can see, I can't get it to focus, Manor MR03B Ferrari Spain GP 2015. I don't remember if this had the 2014 Ferrari engine. It might have had the current engine, which is why they had to configure it a little bit. Will Stevens, number 28. This car, it's actually interesting, 28. Actually, that's not true. I was going to say 28 is the first number to be held by two different drivers. But both of the blue Red Bulls cars' current drivers, Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley, both have numbers that were formerly used. Hartley has 28 and Gasly has 10. Will Stevens drove 28 and Kobayashi did 10. So yeah, here's the car. It's on its base. We got to unscrew it from the bottom of the wood base, and then we'll be able to get a closer look at the car. So let's do that. And here we have it, the car off of its base, the 2015 Manor Marussia. As I said before, this scheme is just awesome because it's so bland. It's not bland. I actually really like the colors, the creamy orange and then the white creamy. It reminds me of an orange cream popsicle, or like an Arby's orange cream shake. Maybe they should have got Arby's or just a generic popsicle brand to sponsor this car. They did pick up some sponsors as the season went on. Airbnb was on the car, and so was that Flex, but it had a B in it. I don't remember what it's called. But as for the sponsors on this car, we have the usual Pirelli on there. And we've got another sponsor right here on the back. I don't even know how you'd pronounce that. I don't know what that is, but it's on the Manor Marussia. Honestly, though, that Flex sponsor, that is a sponsorship that clearly wants to be in F1, but they don't want to pay for it because they keep hitting low. They're not hitting high. All right, but honestly, if I was a company and all I wanted to do was get on an F1 car, I'd hit for the low teams because especially the teams that have no sponsorship, they're probably willing to take a significantly less amount of money than like a car like Mercedes, because honestly, I mean, getting on a Mercedes car has to cost millions and millions of dollars. Getting on a Marussia is still, for me, it's going to be expensive, but for like a big company, not as much. Probably only like a couple million. That still sounds like a lot. Honestly, I don't know. Sponsoring F1 car isn't really what I know. But we've got 28 here. We've got the down here is the Manor logo. Let's see if it'll focus. It won't, unfortunately. It's a really small little logo there. There you go. You can see it. And we've got the Manor little flower thing here. Come on, piece of shiz there. That's as best as it's going to get. And a little warning sign, also an N for something. I don't know. We've got the JB17. Another one of those warning signs. And yeah, as for that, that's basically all that's on the car. Their spoiler, their rear wing is completely blank. And yeah, that's it for the car. As you can see, it's a very sad day in the history of Mario Time 1000. We have finally broken the streak. We have a car that is not on soft tires. We have a medium tire car. I assume that this was the option tire. Maybe. And the hard tire was the prime. I didn't watch this race. I have no idea who won. Mercedes probably won. Actually, they did win because I know who the races Mercedes didn't win. It was Malaysia, Hungary, and Singapore. But yep, that's the car. We got Will Stevens in here, who everyone probably forgot actually raced in F1 because he only did it for this season and a few one-off races for Caterham in 2014. Get a little front look at the car. I actually think this car actually looks pretty nice. Considering it was the worst car in 2015, it does look pretty cool. I really like how this car looks. Obviously, it is a Spark diecast, so the wheels do not move. I had a guy who commented on my Sauer video. I don't remember what his name was. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen. Who told me that all Spark diecasts do not have movable wheels. I think that is actually wrong, because I know Spark made like 1/64 scale. 64. Not 43, not 18, 64, like the size you get NASCARs in. They made a couple of those, I think for McLaren's, Button and Alonso. And those, I think, have moving wheels, I think. I don't own one, but I'm pretty sure I've seen a video on the wheels they move. But that's it, pretty much it for the car. It's pretty bland, but I like the way it looks. It looks really... It's got a nice color scheme. I think the 2014 car in terms of liveries looks better, I guess, because it had a little bit of black on the bottom here on the side pods, which made it look a little less two-color. But I still like the way this looks. I like how basic it is. It really is a nice scheme. We can look at the bottom, I guess, if you want. Whoa, that is not the same. Oh, what the fudge is this shiz? Look at, do you see this? What is that? What the fudge is that? Did that come from me putting it on the ground? I don't think so, because this wheel's not. That's really weird. I don't remember if that was on any of the other cars. We can take a look at the base by itself. Here it is. It's got a wood. Oh, it's glue. I forgot that it was on the... So they glue these to the base, I guess, so it just sticks. But of course, I got to take it off the base. I do put the Spark cars back on the base when I'm done. But when I'm finished with them. But they're glued, so I guess they don't fall off. You can see we've got a bit of, I believe that's crack cocaine there, if I can get it focused. Yeah, that's definitely some illegal substances there. Here's the bottom. The little bearing fell out. So yeah, that is the Spark Manor Marussia. We've got these, before I go, we've got these little spikes they're freaking spikes, okay? I can't get it to focus, but the little antennas, oh my god, it's right there. Oh my god, really though? Really? Okay, these things right here. I actually cut my finger. Where'd it go? It just fell off. Did you see that shit? It's gone. Where'd it go? Is it in my finger? What the Oh, there it is. Where is it? Come on, find it in the camera. Here it is. Wow, that's really fragile. I didn't even hit it that hard. Well, that's a little bit embarrassing because I've been getting comments about people like, you're mistreating your diecast. Why the fudge are you throwing them around? All right. Okay, what I do, that was a Barago car, okay? I would never throw one of these or a mini champs. That was a Barago. It costed $14. You don't need to be mad at me, but this, I mean, the haters, I can't believe I just said that. What am I, Jake Paul? I'm a Jake Pauler, though, so that's fine. I'm never going to hear the end of this one. Well, before I ruin my reputation anymore, that is the Spark Manor Marussia. Great diecast. Love the back teams. This one was just great. I think this is probably the best one I'll have for a while. I am looking, though. I'm trying to find one on Amazon. The 2016 Manor car. That one would be, I really would like that one, because that was actually the first season where I'd actually call them kind of competitive. They were still maybe the worst team. I think they were the only reason you'd call them the second worst team is because they actually had money where Sauber didn't, and they had potential where Sauber didn't. Sauber has potential now because they're going to be a Ferrari Junior team, but I've been on this too long. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe if you're old and you just didn't subscribe because you're a big piece of shiz. Thank you for watching. And that video I did outside was meant for, like, memes. You don't need to, like, freaking be mad because I went outside, Thomas. Fuck you.